You got that lens cap though?
Hell yeah, dog.
Yeah, just leave it on.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for another Q&A video.
Fuck me.
Yeah, exactly, dude. That's how I feel about this shit. A time for you guys to ask stupid questions that we give shitty answers to. So, I hope you're prepared, because we are not. Alright, let's get into it, boys. Should we go top to bottom or bottom to top?
Let's go middle to side.
Well, let's not.
What?
Alright, we're gonna do bottom to top. Fucking ad.
Oh.
I don't know, shit. Seth Rogen, dog. Alright, question number 1. Will you do another Honda build? Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. Let's do another Honda build.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Can you look like you're present, please? Please, Bob
I'm in a
Ross?
tournament.
I don't give a shit about your tournament, 8-ball.
Tournament
Unbelievable.
silver.
Alright.
I don't give a shit.
Once the Volvo's done, fuck you, phone. Alright, hold on, sorry. Gotta scroll down again. Oh, sorry, the first comment was Ross is sexy. Dennis VR6. Good question. How do you feel about that?
I guess thanks.
You don't feel sexy?
Alright.
I mean, I am.
I am. Fuck yeah, I am, dude. Once the Volvo's done, what's next? That truck you got in the driveway looks like you could have some fun with that. Would that be next? No, the truck is not next. Once the Volvo's done, we've got a couple things that I don't want to give away any information on just yet.
Oh,
Hey, you want to turn that up?
that scared the shit out of me.
But it's gonna be good shit. We'll just say that the Volvo will not be the only rear-wheel drive car I've owned. So that's all I'm gonna give you guys for now. Okay. How did Big Sexy rig up the cold air in the Steve, and what engine is the Rabbit? So that guy has a Festiva and he wants to know how you did the cold air intake on it. So go ahead, elaborate.
I bought a $16 intake adapter at O'Reilly, and I drilled out the holes to make it fit on the map, and then
Because he bought an adapter plate that didn't fit the car.
yeah, because it was just a generic universal one.
So he had to buy this adapter plate for $16 that had holes in it and then drill more holes in it.
And
pretty good shit.
didn't even use a gasket or anything, just bolted it up, put the ricer intake on it, and then cut a hole in the hood with an angle grinder, and then that's where it is.
Alright, and then as far as what engines in the Rabbit, we're not entirely positive, to be honest, because it's supposed to be a 1.5 from the factory, but it does 0 to 60 a lot faster than the 1.5 is supposed to. So my theory is that someone put a 1.88 valve in it at some point.
But we don't know.
So we'll find out, because I've got to do the there's a header right here. I got this one-piece header for the Rabbit, and that'll be going on it. Hey, computer, at some point. And oh, we missed one. Will you put a picture of Ross in the beginning of every video of Ross's, and in the video of P.S. Ross is actually really damn sexy? Well, I don't know how many more times you could put Ross into that one comment, but sure. Alright. Will you be boosting more cars? Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, you guys are pretty aware that we don't have a lot of money, but as we come into money and situate things and remove our testicles and donate them, we will be boosting more cars. Oh, here's the one that everyone wants to know the answer to. Are you ever going to turbo the Steve? If not, at least bolt the turbo to the hood and act like the Steve is boosted. We're not going to turbo the Steve. That is just a fucking disgusting pain in the ass.
Nope, not doing it.
But Ross does want to do something else for the Steve, which we covered in the last Q&A. What's a timeline on that? When do you think that would be a possibility?
In a month or two. Cheap nitrous kit, small jet, just run it right through the intake.
Hell yeah.
And everybody's gonna be like, oh, it's gonna blow up because, you know, you're not running extra fuel. No, if you run it through the map, it's metered, so it will have extra gas, but you can't run too big of a jet or it'll backfire and basically blow my shit up.
Yeah, if you actually look on my Instagram,
insert picture here.
I'm gonna not put his last name in, actually. His name is Jace, and he has blown 2 intake manifolds on his 4.6 F-150 from running nitrous.
It's poured out to a 5.1 with a built bottom end.
It is?
Is it really?
Yeah.
That's horseshit.
And then he keeps putting the dumbass plastic intake manifolds on it.
Yeah, but last time the solenoid stayed open and didn't cut off when he let off because the switch is under the gas pedal.
It's a wide open throttle pedal, yeah, but it wasn't the solenoid, it was the relay.
Or the relay.
Supposedly the relay failed and continued spraying nitrous. When he took his foot off the gas, so it backfired and blew the intake up.
It was a good time.
Will you guys build a track purpose minivan? I mean, if someone wants to give us a minivan.
We had talked about boosting a minivan.
Yeah, because the first gen Honda Odysseys came with an F-22B, so theoretically we could get one, head swap it, put an F-22A head on it, and run all the turbo parts from the Accord, which I still have, which is sitting in the box in the back of the garage, and no, they're not for sale still. Quit asking me.
I think that'd be fun.
Please start up one of your cars and while it's running, vape into the intake. None of us have an intake on a car that's here that would really work for that.
It's raining outside, so Steve's not here.
We'll possibly get back to that at some point. You ever gonna clean that garage the fuck up? Nah.
We did.
Yeah, we
This is
actually.
what happened.
Yeah, we cleaned it pretty thoroughly. At least our space when the Honda was done and gone, and then we organized the shit out of the tools, which we have still managed to mostly keep organized, but
Just shocking.
yeah, the spot we cleaned though has become a fucking Volvo disaster area. At Ross, does Spider have puss?
What?
I don't know how to answer that one.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you either.
Would you guys like copy Hacker Garage but beat them to it and supercharge something, or like how Ross wants the Steve to have nitrous? I don't know, we don't really have anything to supercharge. Well, we might soon, but probably not.
No.
We can't supercharge that.
No.
It's not even gonna handle us fucking with it anyway.
No, it's gonna blow up in like 2 weeks.
But dude, that's the goal.
The supercharger will just kill it.
Oh,
first,
dude, immediately.
First day.
Yeah.
Start up, boom, day.
Yeah, but you guys get excited for that because that's gonna be fun. How much money for Ross to partake in a porno with me?
Oh.
I'm a guy.
Receiving or giving?
Give a receiving and giving price. What's your receiving price?
Oh, a lot.
Yeah?
Oh,
what
yeah.
about your giving? Like $150?
Yeah, probably.
$150. Alright. So if you're willing to take it up the ass, $150. If not, you're gonna be writing some checks.
That your body can't cash.
Would you rather have $1,000 no string attached or take it up the ass from any man of your choosing as long as he finishes for $1 million? I'm gonna let you guys go first.
Wait, what was the first part?
$1,000 no strings attached or $1 million to take it up the ass from any man of your choosing until he finishes.
I'm gonna need more money than that.
What do you say, Brian?
I would probably take the $1,000, even though the million's pretty tempting. But
Alright guys, fuck you. I'll take the $1 million because a friend of mine told me about a dude who has a penis smaller than their pinky. So I'm taking that guy, see? then it won't be deep enough to be considered gay.
Oh,
So, alright.
pretty good. Will Ross ever cut his hair?
if I have to. But so far I haven't had to, so.
Alright. Oh yeah, this guy commented no audio. Alright, the reason for that is a big fuck you to SoundCloud for letting people post stuff on SoundCloud as their own shit and making it like free to use commercially. Because then I'm like, oh cool, the artist posted this and it says free to use commercially, that's fucking dope, so I'll put it in the video. And then 2 minutes later I get a copyright fucking infringement strike saying that this fucking material is copyrighted. So SoundCloud, fact check your shit, please, because I keep getting in trouble for that. So that's why the transmission video had no audio.
Oh,
Are you and Ross gay? I mean, it's 2016. We don't have to label things anymore. You know, you want some pussy, you want some pussy, you want some dick, you want some dick.
You want some dick attached to a female?
Yeah, dude.
Oh yeah,
That's weird.
yeah, that's pretty weird.
Alright.
No,
I was watching your videos and realized you live in Idaho too. What part of Idaho do you live?
Boise?
Yeah, like, it's considered Boise,
Boise,
but
Meridian.
I'm like right on the cusp of Meridian. Why does Ross trim his beard?
trim my beard?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think it's supposed to say doesn't.
Yeah.
Oh, doesn't. Because I'm cheap and the disposable razor is $1, but car parts.
Drift or drag? Ooh. Yeah, I don't want to choose.
I gotta say both.
Well, it's kind of an interesting scenario too, because we have one of the biggest like drag tracks in the Northwest, Firebird Raceway, and then the only drifting place, Boise Drift, drifts in Twin Falls, so it's like a fucking 2-hour drive. But either one of them I would take. Dope, love you, Brayden.
Wanna stop me real quick?
For what?
I don't want you saying that. What's next for the Steve? Are you gonna put some shocks on that bitch, or is it always gonna be that steezy?
Well,
I see. I was reading that same comment. I was like, what's the fucking problem?
so if I put springs back in it, it's because I'm engine swapping. So if we do a video where I'm putting the springs back in the Steve, it's because it's an engine swap in the future. But for the most part, just probably nitrous till it blows up. The emissions, like I was telling everybody at work, emissions is in less than a year, so the car will never pass emissions again. So we'll probably...
What? You don't think it will pass emissions?
It didn't pass the first time. I had to retard all the timing out of it. I couldn't even get it out of first gear. It wouldn't accelerate. So, we'll see. Like I said, probably nitrous. And then, if there is funds for it, an engine swap. But, for right now, it's nitrous.
Dang. Alright, I would put new parts. How old are you guys? We covered this one as well, but 20.
21.
22.
Dude, perfect. Yeah, fucking like lined up and shit. Part of me wants to shamelessly plug this channel on Haggard Garage's comment section. Part of me doesn't want this comment section filled with 12-year-olds and their shit. Yeah, please don't do that. Like, I don't. All the guys at Haggard Garage are pretty cool, and they're aware of us, and they talk to us, and they're really cool dudes. We don't need people trying to spam their shit. Why is Ross so willing to help out all the time? Like, why does Ross always work on your shit? Seems like he's getting tired of it. But, you know, especially with the newer videos, it's been just me and Ross, because Brennan works and Justin works 2 jobs now. So Ross and I are really the only ones free when it's a reasonable time to be working on shit. Except for like weekends when we can work all through the night without pissing people off. But Ross, are you tired of working on cars?
Oh, never.
Are you tired of working on shit on my channel?
No.
Oh, okay.
Friends don't let friends work on cars alone.
Exactly.
Or drink beer alone.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Yeah, and then the last one especially because...
But we're gonna let him drink alone tonight.
Yeah, he's doing that. But the last one especially, Ross did like 99% of the work because I cut my finger, and it didn't seem that extreme on camera, but even like if I just bent it like that, you could like feel it fucking spreading the stitches apart, and it was actually hell. So I was like, I'm gonna just stand behind the camera. Why don't you buy a Civic and make a build? Civics are expensive, dog.
But we're working on it.
Yeah.
I'm actually working on it.
Yeah, Ross might be getting a Civic here soon. Well, I mean, kind of you already have one, but another one.
Yeah.
And that Civic's off limits, by the way, the one that he already has. We can't be rolling.
It does have an intake and header, but it's automatic gayness, and
Doesn't it have coilovers on it, too?
it has some sort of aftermarket suspension because it's lower, but it looks stock, like the coilovers look stock, but it is lower. But it's also not mine, it's my mom's. So, but I did have her, I did put an intake and header, racing header on it because I told her that the stock exhaust manifold was cracked, which it was, and also when I put a new header on it with a catalytic converter in it, the catalytic converter went out. So I just deleted everything and put a race header on it.
Dang.
Yep.
Alright, how do you guys know so much about working, or how to do so much on cars? Are you mechanics? I'm gonna let you guys know a little secret. Pretty much every time we do something on video, like an hour before we make the video, we're fucking reading service manuals and forum threads and shit on how to do what we're doing. And you know, we don't just come out here, we don't just have this fucking knowledge at the back of our mind all the time. We gotta make sure we're doing what we're doing right.
I mean, yeah.
Fun fact, none of us are mechanics.
Yeah.
None of us are mechanics, but I mean,
Technically, you'd be the closest to a mechanic since you work on cars and that pays you.
Yeah, that's my living.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I guess.
Technically speaking, but none of us are mechanics.
Right.
None of us are professional mechanics.
I play with beer all day.
My uncle is, actually.
But I mean, the point being is, I got my start. I have an actual 1989 factory technician service manual for a 1989 4Runner. That's where I kind of got my start when I was working on my 4Runner, which is a 91, so it's not quite right, but it's close enough, has the same engine and whatnot, and that's kind of where I got my start reading that stuff and doing how they do it. So, and then when you work on one car, a lot of stuff carries over to other cars. It's not the same.
Yeah.
And Volkswagens and Audis, that's something. German cars,
Are
we'll talk
awesome.
about that. We'll talk about that later. But most things carry over to other cars, so you can have a general idea of how to do something. But we do look up those service manuals, like Braden said, because we want to be doing it right for that specific car or engine. So yeah, and so anybody can do it. A trained mechanic or professional mechanic would be able to be doing these things faster than we could, basically. So
Yeah, dude, this new engine that's sitting in front of me would have been the Volvo 2 weeks ago.
yeah, and yeah, it's still here on the stand. So
I kind of started when I bought a Volkswagen.
Same fam. Volkswagen, making people mechanics since, what, 1939?
Sure, in 1940.
Alright, look up what year Volkswagen started.
They did prototypes in the early 30s, but I don't think they started full-blown manufacturing until the 40s.
Alright, I already know Ross's answer to this one, but should I put a 2JZ in an 85 Celica Supra or an LSX 454?
2JZ, if you have access to one.
Yeah, they're fucking expensive. A GTE, like, you're talking without a transmission, like $3,000 for, $4 grand for a decent one. Check out eBay if you want to do that. I don't know how much an LSX is though. It's probably not much cheaper.
Well, an LSX, like, yeah, it's probably not any cheaper, but I suggest going with a Toyota engine just because Toyota for life. And if you don't really want to swap in a 2J if it's too expensive, look into the 7Ms. I know that's probably what the car had, but a 7M GTE is more inexpensive than a 1J or 2J.
Fun fact too, you weren't there for it, but we saw a Mark III Supra yesterday with a 500 horsepower 7M.
Oh yeah, see,
It's
like
fucking
7Ms, you know, MCM said 7Ms are junky and shitty in their Cressida videos, but
what do they know, right?
yeah, what do they know? Shit.
They don't know shit.
Seriously,
dog.
like 7Ms,
that?
they can be reliable.
They can
It's
run.
just they like any engine, if you don't take care of it, it's gonna explode. So take care of your engines.
Where Bob Ross at?
Hello. Right here.
This is actually Brock, by the way.
Oh, right, sorry.
I cut my hair last
Oh,
week.
why is Ross so sexy?
I don't know. You tell me.
Alright, everyone comment their qualities of Ross that they find sexy.
Oh God.
What's
Oh,
the biggest
yes.
cloud you guys can make? Let me see that mug.
Oh, I need to drip it.
Oh, let me go change my battery.
Alright.
Big comp right now.
I'm gonna do the fucking gay ass bending over shit too. I like to call it the presenting of the asshole. And then we'll see if Brennan can outdo me, and you guys will be the judge. Alright, ready?
Yeah, that was like a solid 5 seconds right there.
That was, yeah. I'm gonna get one more.
You might think you're a bit.
Nah, we Gucci. Man.
Okay.
Alright, there you go. There's my cloud. We'll let Brennan come out here. Give another one a shot. This is a good time to plug, by the way. I think it's cspaa.com.gov. I don't know, but if you're a vapor, I know a lot of people like to talk shit on vaping, but I know it is very effective in helping people quit. And you should definitely write to your representatives about appealing whatever that bill was that just passed the FDA regulations on electronic cigarettes. Alright, so comment who won that. You're watching Vaping Garage, and we're gonna move on now. Alright, next question. Work more on the fucking Rabbit. You know, like I said, I've got this shit. I'm gonna do a valve cover gasket. Wow, you're so fucking conceited. You're probably right, honestly.
Yours runs, mine doesn't.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's be honest.
We'll just collectively work more on the Rabbits. How about that? I'm gonna do a valve cover gasket on mine too, but I'm waiting till I can sandblast it.
We were gonna try and fire mine this week, but we had an opportunity to buy another car come up, and so we're trying to finish the Volvo before that opportunity leaves us. So
It's a fucking badass car too.
we kind of put mine on hold, which doesn't really matter because I have another car I can drive that's perfectly fine. And my Rabbit takes $7 to $10 per gallon worth of racing fuel.
Yeah, he can only like run C18.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah.
What will happen after the Volvo, and when will you have another sub meetup? We already talked about the Volvo. We're doing a subscriber meetup here in Idaho in September around FormFest. So Google when FormFest is, it'll probably be the same weekend as FormFest. Where did Ross get the altimeter that was on the Taurus? Also, can I buy the Destroyer? It was with it when you bought it, wasn't it?
Yeah, I bought the altimeter, or the altimeter came with the
Tell them
car.
to come in.
The altimeter came with the car, but I'm sure if you look it up on eBay, you'll find one. It doesn't hook to anything, it doesn't light up.
It was just mounted to the
It was
dash.
just Velcro mounted to the dash. So,
And no, you cannot buy the Destroyer because that thing is our fucking life and blood.
yeah, it saved lives.
Would you guys ever build an old 5-cylinder turbo Audi? I really, really dig turbo 5-cylinders, especially the 20 valve that they put in the original Quattro. Hey look, it's Michael.
Hey, you have a fast car. Get out of here.
Yeah, dude, you're not allowed on this channel. Your car's actually
Your car's
fast.
fast.
Are you guys actually filming right now?
Yeah, we're
good.
filming. Hey, you want to say hi to
Stefan. Look
Hi.
into this is my. I spotted him once actually. Tell him about your car real quick,
I drive a Subies.
dude. That thing is mad sexy.
There you go, Ross.
Okay.
Yeah, fill it with some beer.
Yeah, dude.
I bring thee a liquor pump.
That's wonderful.
I want to know how this opens.
Dude, I love this question.
Anyway, what was the question, Brady?
Uh,
Let's get back to this.
Alright, so he says, okay, I'm so old I could be your pappy. What's Steezy, and how did the Steve get his name? Steezy is like a snowboarding term, style and ease,
Oh yeah.
one word. And then for the Q&A, how did you meet Ross? Again, covered this in the last Q&A. I met Ross through a friend of mine I went to high school with named Daniel. And then Bob Ross met Ross through me. Alright, here's a question for Ross.
Yep.
What race is Ross?
White. I'm actually American. So.
No, let me get this.
Oh, okay.
Sexican.
Oh, yeah.
Alright.
American. That's what race I am.
Would you ever consider Line-X the whole car after it's back in the road? I assume you mean the Volvo. I, as a person who professionally installed plastic dip for a while, do not follow that whole Line-X / Rhino liner craze. That shit is gnarly looking, and you can't take it off very easily.
Oh, like painting a car with rhino liner?
Yeah, I'm not on board with that. Maybe if it's like an off-road purpose car, like only.
Mod Max,
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah, I'd ride on the shit out of that, but yeah.
But for everyday use, no.
Alright, did Bob Ross finish college / get a real job? He cut his hair and has been seen wearing some swanky ass shirts and ties. No. He did get promoted though. You want to explain that?
Yeah, I'm now the liquor manager for the Albertsons where I work at. Not all of Albertsons, just like my store. I manage the beer and wine department.
Yeah, you did.
I don't.
Hell yeah.
I don't really have a reason why I cut my hair. Braden was there. We were
Cutting hair.
they were all getting their haircuts from
Except
my
me.
girlfriend's sister, except Ross. And I like sit down in the chair, and Justin, he's like, "You need to cut all your hair off." I was like, "I've been thinking about it," and I was like, "No, I'm not really feeling it today." And they're all like, "Do it, do it, do it." And started pulling up pictures. And I was like, "I think I'll just do a trim," and then I walked away with this.
But he's not bitter about it.
Yeah, no, it's starting to grow on me.
He sounds bitter about it.
I
but
do
he's
miss my
not.
long hair, but this is kind of nice, look more professional.
I mean, I kind of miss my long hair too, but yeah, it's a lot more manageable. My hair was 28 inches. Though.
Yeah,
That's
that-
kind of a different story.
That's completely. Mine was completely manageable. I washed it, and that was it.
All
Just
right.
for everybody's reference, I played football for 13 years, and 7 of which I had long hair. So,
Did anyone ever tackle you by your hair?
no, because if anybody pulled it, I actually started a fight on the field. So,
Hell yeah, dude.
they learned real quick, don't pull that dude's hair. So,
Don't fuck with the sexy beast. You heard that? All right.
exactly.
Damn it. The next question was, did my parents trade in the beast of an excursion because they saw a Tahoe? Good eye. They actually did not. 16-year-old girl who had her driver's license for 1 month rear-ended the excursion. So it's at a body shop right now getting the rear end rebuilt basically and repainted. And her insurance paid for us to have a 2015 Tahoe while it's getting redone.
I said let's do a smoky burnout, but I don't think they'll let us.
Volvo drift build question mark, Ross?
If I can get it to run, shit.
Oh yeah, it doesn't run again.
Yeah, the
Oh,
ignition
really?
switch went out, so it doesn't start. And I was afraid to bump start it because I didn't want to start a fire.
What got you, Braden and Brennan, into German cars?
You don't have
My first car was a Volkswagen Golf in 1986, Mark II Golf. And I bought it because it was cheap and then just kind of fell in love with it. And then when I started looking into Audis, because I wanted a Subaru like every teenage kid, but I couldn't afford an STI. So I bought a B5 Audi A4, 1.8 turbo, 5-speed manual, bright yellow. I fucking loved that car and I would love to get another B5. I just really dig German cars, and you know, people say they're plagued and they're a lot of work, and I definitely would not recommend, like, if you don't want to work on cars, don't buy a new Volkswagen, that's for fucking sure. I love Volkswagen to the very end, but they do require some TLC, and I don't know, I just really dig the small little cars, really good on gas. They're not fast, but they're small enough that they feel fast, which is a lot of fun. Well, Brennan's is going to be fast, but I think you kind of the same story. You got into it because that's what you got for your first car.
Yeah, I was shopping around for cars, and my parents were gonna help me out and buy me a car. And they're like, we could probably do like $3,000. And I was like, damn, I can get anything I want. And then I started looking into bugs, and I was like, oh, they're manual. And I wanted something to work on because I really liked. I watched a lot of Top Gear, and
Hell yeah.
that really got me into cars. And I was like, I kind of want a project to start out with and work on, and so I can understand how cars work better. And so I started looking into bugs. I kind of liked them, and everybody calls me a hippie, and I had the long hair, and I really loved like the 60s, late 60s, early 70s, like the hippie movement and all that stuff. And I used to listen to a lot of classic rock and like Pink Floyd and all that stuff. bunch of stoner music.
People have actually stopped us in the
Man.
Beetle and asked us if we had weed.
Yeah, there's a video.
A couple
of that.
times,
We
yeah.
have a video.
There's a video. I'll fucking throw that in the card. Click on the eye in the top corner. Oh, that sucked. Stretched out my stitches.
And so, and then they were manual, rear wheel drive, and easy to work on. And I was like, sold. And so then we found them for $900, but our friend had one that was just sitting in her driveway doing nothing. It sat there for 7 years. I went up to her the day before we were going to get the other one, or well, before we were going to make a decision on the other one, and she's like, $100, it's yours. I was like, oh, hell yeah.
So
So I went and picked it up for $100, and then Braden has his Rabbit, and so then I was like, oh, Rabbits are pretty cool. 4 doors was a little more practical. His gets good gas mileage, and so I was like, I'll just get a little daily so I can finish restoring the Beetle. We go and look at it. All the Rabbit engines look exactly the same.
well,
And-
even into the Mark IIIs, because yours
Yeah.
is a 2-liter block with a JH head on it, and looking at an AVA block next to a 1.8 block, you'll never know the difference unless you look at the numbers on them.
Yeah.
And we didn't.
We didn't, because we didn't think about it, because the guy was like, oh, it's all there, it'll just go back together, and so we were like, cool. Easy, something a little daily, has a heater, so it wasn't so cold in the winter. Well, you all know how that went, so here we are.
And like because he said he thinks it was a 1.8 gas, because he had built Volkswagen Motors, but he has a 1.6 turbo diesel Mark 1 pickup truck, and he didn't know a lot about gas engines, and he was like, oh, I think it's a 1.8, so we didn't see any reason not to believe that. And then, I mean, it's not like we're bitter that you got a fucking nice ass motor, but
No, yeah, that motor is worth way more than I paid.
Alright.
But it's going to be a lot of fun once it gets going.
what was the flavor that milkshake Ross was drinking?
Chocolate Oreo.
Damn it, Ross, you blew it. Oreo chocolate.
Well, they didn't have just regular Oreo.
Yeah, he asked for an Oreo milkshake, and they're like, we don't have that. And I was like, how do you have Oreo chocolate, but you can't just fucking put some Oreos in a vanilla one? But anyway.
Yeah. But it was good, and that's why Braden made that comment that as soon as you put a milkshake in my hand, I can become completely useless.
And then someone commented, like, that milkshake did not leave Ross's mouth for more than a second.
No, it didn't.
That shit was
He was
bomb,
going ham
so,
on it. Alright, Ross needs to get an Instagram. Well, pull out your Trap House phone real quick and we'll see why that could be an issue. That's probably not going to happen.
Still has a
anytime soon.
keyboard.
And,
2 keyboards.
Yeah, 2 keyboards. I
What
ain't
are-
spending money on a smartphone, so.
What are some of you guys' hobbies besides car shit, vaping, and drinking Colorado Kool-Aid? A lot of you guys know, if you look in the back behind us, actually, you can see a big fucking rocket. That's only half of it, actually. It's like 12'4" when it's assembled. I'm really into high-power rockets, my fucking geeky-ass hobby. It's extremely expensive. That rocket, to fly it, is anywhere from $500 to $3,000 per flight. So it doesn't get to fly very often, but I have some smaller ones that still rip pretty hard. 10 to 20,000 feet up. It's a good fucking hobby. It's really, really expensive though if you fucking start digging into it. I have safely spent 5 times what I have on cars on rockets. There's no doubt in my mind on that. Just that big black, white, and red one was like $1,600 to build that bitch. So, you know, it's an expensive hobby, but it's really fun. And then other than that, RC airplanes and RC cars, which I haven't been able to afford to be into because rockets. And then, well, just a lot of shit, really. Cutting my finger open is a good hobby of mine. But, yeah, a lot of shit, but primarily cars and rockets.
I'm into motorcycles. I love riding dirt bikes and motorcycles and anything that goes fast. I'll get into and go fast. Yo-yoing, fun fact. I've been out of it for a while. Not nearly as good as anybody else in the world that is into yo-yoing, but it's still fun to do. I have spent entirely way too much money on yo-yos. I have one that was $90 and one that was like $70, and Yeah, I got a good
That's
collection
a lot of
going.
money for a yo-yo dive, but then I get $1,600 a lot of money for a model rocket. So
And then RC cars. I have a Traxxas RC8 T, little 8-scale truggy. That thing's a lot of fun. I melted the what is it? I want to say ECU.
ESC,
ESC, thank you.
electronic speed controller.
That and Ultimate Frisbee. I don't know if you guys saw the video where we cut the roof off the Steve. I had just flown from Portland, Oregon to Boise at like 6 in the morning to play in the Ultimate Frisbee tournament all day. Then right after the tournament, I went to go cut the Steve off, cut the top off the Steve. Yeah, Ultimate Frisbee is a big one for sure. People who don't say it's a sport, fuck you, go play it. You'll
If people
find
say
out.
bowling's not a sport, man, shut up your ass. If you bowl like I did, oh yeah, bowling, that's another hobby, I guess. But
I'd say that's a pretty big one of yours.
yeah, well, I mean, not recently too much, but yeah, I used to be pretty into it. What about you, Ross?
The question was other hobbies besides cars and shit.
And drinking.
And drinking.
Oh, I was gonna say that was my number one. Was drinking, but yeah, bowling, music. I do play. Me and Braden play guitar.
Guitar.
That was actually one of the next questions was how many of you play instruments? Well, that was like the third part of his question. I was getting to that, but thanks a lot, Ross.
Yeah, we. I play the guitar. I played bass. I was in a band for a while, but we sucked, so that didn't go very far. But yeah, I don't have too many hobbies just because when you play sports and like football takes so much of your time, like you're always weightlifting, you're always trying to get better. So I did that, like I said, for 13 years. It was a pain and it was time consuming, but I had fun. Never wanted to play in college, so I didn't. And then I got into cars after I stopped playing football, and it's been downhill ever since. So, yeah.
All right, Braden, my question is simple.
Oh, I play an instrument too.
Oh yeah,
You fucks.
what do you play?
Play the clarinet.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
I used to play the clarinet, now I play the guitar. I play a little bit of bass, a little bit of drums. I like to say I'm a master of none, but mediocre at everything.
True.
And then, Braden, my question is simple. How are ye? I'm fucking great, dog. Thanks for asking. Will you guys do an Idaho meetup soon? Yeah, like I said in the last one, we're doing one around Form Fest. Connects Freak 32, dude. Connects were my shit back in the day. Ross is so hot, guys. I always liked a man who could manhandle a tranny like that.
Oh. Damn. Damn. Okay, yeah. What bathroom is supposed to be on? Tranny on his manhandle?
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
bathroom does he go in?
Alright, yo, big fan from the UK. If you could have any British car, what would it be and why? Damn, that's hard, because, like, you could still consider, like, Rolls Royce is British, I feel. But I'd say if I could have any British car and be reasonable about it, not like, oh, I want a Bentley Continental GT, because I do. Austin Healey Roadster with the V8. Those things are fucking badass. What about you, Brendan? MG fucking midget?
Sorry, what was the question?
Any British car, what would it be?
Yeah, probably an MG midget.
Dude, why? Get an MGB or the fucking... The midget's just a...
Tiny ass car.
Yeah, but they're lame compared to other MGs. Alright, your points are irrelevant. Alright.
Oh wow,
You love Ross?
I don't know any
Ooh.
British cars.
Noble is Noble.
Yeah.
British? I would take a Noble.
Yeah.
I don't know any
M600.
British cars.
Yeah.
I was being reasonable with it because I said if I could just do anything, it'd be like a Bentley Continental GT or probably a Noble M400 or M600, but wondering why you guys aren't man enough to take off bolts without air tools. In my day, we didn't have air, let alone tools.
That just means you weren't a mechanic. So.
I told him that we did it because we could leave the engine at TDC and still pull
yeah.
everything apart.
Yeah.
How much of a sellout are you? Nah, for real though, do you guys have jobs or YouTube is your job? Well, I'm a pretty fucking huge sellout. basically, if
Yeah, you
anyone,
pig bastard.
if anyone wants to give me money to do anything on my YouTube channel, I will. So keep that in mind if you've got a business or something. No, but for real, technically you could say YouTube is my job, but I do also make vinyl, as you guys are aware, and that's all I do right now. Brennan, we covered that you're a liquor manager a few minutes ago.
Hell yeah.
Ross,
Yeah, we're
he works, son. He twerks too.
twerk.
Yeah, let's see it.
Oh yeah, here it is. Why does Ross always work on your shit? Period. Not question mark. I fill, F-I-L-L, like it's getting to the point to where Ross don't like it anymore. We already. Will you guys ever build another rice car? Probably, honestly.
Probably with the Honda Civic I'm looking at.
Oh shit, I think that's the end of it. So, let me go back through here and make sure we didn't miss anything. I think we got it pretty much covered. Alright, yeah, I think that's it. So thank you guys very much for submitting your questions, and thank you very much for watching this video. We hope you enjoyed. As usual, hit that like button, because we like when you like us, and when you like us, bad things don't happen to your grandparents. Hit that subscribe button if you want to see what comes up next, and like we said, after the Volvo, you're definitely going to want to stick around, because it's going to be fucking gangster. Alright, see you guys in the next video.